first off, I came in to Southwest Florida for the first time in bad performance. So look how that I am in for some performance like those issues as well. So even for like this as well. And before I'll be started to drive all the way to work so early, and it's going to be late for just right on time. I have only one hatchback yet, as the Mazda 3. Let's spawn here for this way as well. And it's still going to work for this way as well. So as you can see here, it's still actually going to work if we're gonna be pressing E for just a little bit for a time as well. And it's not going to work as well. It won't be able to be for working as we try to do so as well. So what if we're gonna be hold E for a longer time, it might goes to drives you for anyway as well. And it actually works. And the lights turn on and start the car to get all the way to work as well. That was pretty easy. Just hold E to drive when you're in a bad performance. So, do you know that I just tell you why as well? I'm started to play Roblox again as well. So, it's not going to be for such as even for works as well. So, we're going to be using for the automatic transmission, as we still going to be using for manual transmission. So the vehicle sounds very absolutely starting up as well, and there is no music and for some sort of a menu as well, even though that's not going to be for some kinds of work. And the first stop to do this, we eventually ran into a stop sign, and let's just get on to the work as fast as possible. So we're gonna be for late at work, and I turned down the volume into 2, which means it's going to be getting a little bit quieter while I'm driving as well for work. So it's not going to be for eventually working for just to do so as well. I'll be driving to Vintage Corporation as well. And because of the driving physics is not going to be working as well. And tomorrow morning it's not going to be for around actually to do this as well. And because of actually for today is Wacky Wednesday, let's going to all the way for top speed as well. And the 6th gear is actually changed all the way up to the full speed. So I might going to be reaching in about 200 miles an hour, just like the top speed of Lamborghini Aventador and the Jackson Storm as well from Cars 3. And I'm probably is actually going to be blasting as well to all the way to 175 miles an hour. And it's going to be way quicker than I just actually thought. As you can see, the car has been disappeared. We're at the Bonnet Springs, and I might gonna be able to be sure that we're just going to be on time around here without going to be late as well, as I might gonna be not able to be using for some trucks. I cannot believe it, that is actually going to be 1:42 a.m. 1:44 a.m. it's actually going to be at this time. So it's not going to be for around for 2 a.m. in about of this time, and we just completely ran into a red light, especially that I just ran all over to do this as well, and I'm not gonna be very okay to do this as well. As you know that Karens are going to be mad at this video, running towards into the red light at bad performance as well. It's actually going to be even for so lately as well. And it's not going to be for around here. Did I just see the red light? Alright, we're still good to go onto the green light. I may absolutely slow down because wasn't it a few moments ago that you seen the top speed as well, running towards into 200 miles an hour, and that I just see for just a little bit for pretty yet as well. So am I gonna be holding for just a little bit as well? Alright, big intersections is gonna be coming up as well. Alright, I never seen for such as intersections like this. We're still good to get along for a round as well. Oh, we're almost time to get things stopped as well. So, I didn't see the red light, but being overtaken by a Mazda 350Z or a 370Z. So, it's good to be turning left as well. So, am I going to be heading early to head all the way to Fintech Corporation? And being overtaken by 350Z isn't going to be for such as actually going to be working like those. Hit by a police car or something? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be going for reverse. Alright, this is not gonna be actually that I'm just going to be working for. And the acceleration might going to be slow, but I might going to be hurry before it's going to be too late. So, the acceleration won't be for so early to do this as well. And let's just hit it all the way to 6th gear. And we'll might able to be perform the speed, and we also ran into red light once again. Oh my, really tried to do this as well. This is not going to be getting for a little bit as well. As we're looked at, I'm just drive very slowly, that I'm not going to be getting so late as well. As we probably not being able to do this as well. We're still going to be blasting all the way for around 5 AM. Until 6 AM in the morning, I might going to be so late for work as hell. As we might gonna be able to be passing around of this intersection as well. Or a bridge? I'm still going to get a little bit as well. And let's just make a U-turn in the LSH hospital. And I cannot believe it for very sure. Let's down into the 4th gear as well. I'm still being able to use for around for the manual transmission, like for this one as well. So it's not gonna be going for around here, and I'm going to be really fast. It's going to came up for speed, and we don't think this is not going to be came around for it as well. We didn't actually paying for some sort of like the bounties as well. So we're here at Vintage as well. So am I gonna be going back up a little bit as well? So let's just turn all the way down into the reverse mode as well. So am I going to be late as well? It's not going to be fast as well. So I'll be taking for a little bit as first step as well. Ooh, I'm not gonna be missing for something as well. I'll be turning to do this as well. I'm headed all the way to Fintech company as well. So I'll be for just one thing as well. So I'm gonna be trying to find a perfect parking space as well. But things are just actually starting to wrecking around for those things as well. But things are just slightly going to be for just too late against as well. So this is not going to be for such as going to be good as well. It's 6 AM in the morning, and it won't be able to get things a little bit good as well. So we're finally here, and I'm going to be switching for some jobs. It won't be going to be for such as one thing as well. I'm always unemployed for a long time and just turn off the engine and jump out of the car, and it's still actually going to work. So we're at the vintage employees that we just got around here for the very first time. So let's run towards into the office as well. So this is not going to be getting for a little bit, I guess. So it's still going to be working as for walking and like those things as well. So looks like we got for a chief financial as well. So Looks like I'm at 80% of the promotion as well. So the very first promotion isn't not that easy for a long time. It won't be able to be completed for a long time for just to do so, as we're completely riding to this around for the do this as well. So looks like I'm at intern as well, so well, let's just get around for the work as well. Sorry boys, I am late for work, and I might going to be started for just a little bit for very early as well. When it's time to just getting out of job as well, I'm gonna get around home as well. So even though I'm just gonna be started to work as well, so even for this time, I'm not gonna be lating for as well. So finally, it won't be gonna be taking for a little bit easy. So the first time I might gonna be working right now before I might going to be late for a little bit longer, when it's actually going to be for that night as well at 10 p.m. of those late night for this as well. I'm gonna be headed back all the way that I just never be able to be sure that I might going to head back home for a little bit for one time as well. So first off, I'll be taking for a little bit of while, and it's going to be for that even longer for this thing as well. So 13 hours later that I just actually completely going to work for a lot of time. So I just move into another state, and things that I'm not gonna be that I just forgot to say. I might going to be continuing for this clip until 3 p.m. onto this day as well. So and before it's actually going to be for around here, the promotion, like those for the progress, is 85% until the next promotion will be as for the data analyst. So it won't be gonna be taking for a while for around to do this as well. So it might gonna be taking for around for just for 4 p.m. at this time as well. That we just eventually have for $44,000, which means I might able to be buying a car or something if this is actually going to be for 4 p.m. as well. When it's gonna be 5 p.m., I might going to be jump out of work and headed back home as even as possible while I'm not gonna be driving. Before the end of this video, it's going to be for at 5 p.m. until this is actually going to be taking a while before this is gonna be the end of the video, as I'm not gonna be possibly that I'm not should be able to be doing as well. So it's possible that I might going to be staying for a little bit as while, and because while I was at 15 minutes of this video, so it won't be gonna be driving a little bit home as well. So not even as possible as well. So let's jump out of work and will be the end of this video as well. So we're at 86% in progress. So I just going to be for walking around to turn all the way around of just a little bit the page on for some kind of a per minute as well. So like those things is I gotta be going for around for to do this as well. So I don't really think that is the end of the video because it's just for 15 minutes of for very sure. So if you like for today's video, I'm probably mini-ease. So make sure that the link is gonna be in the description below, so you won't be able to be jumping out of their ways to do so as well. And I'm heading down for around as well. And make sure that you give a like for some other kinds of videos of the last year. And you really got to do this as well. I might going to be headed out of work as well. Sometimes I might going to head back home as for various possible to do so as well. Thanks for watching, and I gotta be see you mini lads all later, and Street Racing Geeks all later. So I'm out of work, and it's dark already,